I am doing this recording to inform those who don't know that for over 25 years I had been involved in assisting persons with basic supplies of life during times of flood or fire. Now, this is not an initiative that I could have done on my own. It's with partnership of many persons out there. It's a bit of history that started in 1992 by a lady known to many as Mrs. Delores Edwards, who was once the Dean of Studies of the Jamaica Bible College in Mandeville. Mrs. Edwards started a mission by the name of the Family for Christ Mission. And as a student in college in 1995, I would have partnered and joined with her as becoming one of her employed worker. I've worked with Mrs. Edwards at the Family for Christ Mission from 1995 all the way up to the time of her death. In the year 2006, the mission was officially handed over to me. During that time, we had a mission in Grey Ground. The mission in Grey Ground was at that time sponsored by, I remember, so many medical doctors in Mandeville. I would not be able to name them all, but Dr. Michael Coombs was very involved in the sponsoring of many things we did at the Family for Christ Mission. We had Dr. Michael Coombs, we had Dr. Bradley Edwards, we had Dr. Walters, we had Dr. Cameron, we had so many persons that were on board, and we had the local churches along with the Food for the Poor during those times that for over 15 years had sponsored the program. In Grey Ground, we had a school that would have at the time taught several basic life learning skills such as woodwork, electrical work, and after school remedial classes. Moving on from there, we would have branched off with Lifeline Ministries down there in Alligator Pond. And I remember even during Hurricane Ivan, there was a lot of work we had to do in the community of Alligator Pond to assist the persons there. And there are many other communities across Jamaica that we could talk about. From the Families for Christ mission, we have grown, and I went to Canada in 2014, where we officially also launched in Canada. And presently, the Family for Christ mission in Canada is no longer just an outreach, but it's now a church pastored by my good friend, retired Toronto District School Board teacher, Richard Clark. And not only had Richard Clark retired as a teacher from the Toronto School District Board, he also, as I'm speaking, has his personal online baking class and also offer personal classes to those who wish. So Family for Christ continue the mission. But not only am I functioning only with Family for Christ mission, here in Jamaica, we now have Each One Reach One Foundation. And that's what I want to talk about. During this rainy season, Each One Reach One Foundation, through many other local organizations here in Jamaica, assist many persons with clothing, food, and several basic over-the-counter medications when it's available. So, as we now enter the month of May, we know for those of us in Jamaica, it's a very rainy season. And this season may go all the way up to September, October, to the early part of November, where we may see many floods and rainfall affecting many persons. Now today, I want to take you on a mission. One of the mission projects for this year for the Family for Christ, partnering with Each One Reach One mission, is to build a perimeter fence around the Cumberland Primary and Infant School. That's the major project. We had a concert in the month of February, And during that time, it was a lot of political campaign that was going on. And, you know, it was very difficult to host the concert at the level that we had wanted. Now, I can report to you officially that the concert was a successful one, irrespective of the challenges we had. Of our $5 million expected, we would have so far raised through the Each One Reach One helpline $70,000 after expense. So after expense, we would now have $70,000. And yes, you may say $70,000 is small, but $70,000 is a big start to the Cumberland Primary and Infant School project. So for those of you there who would like, and you've been asking me what happened to the Cumberland Primary and Infant School project, it is still on. So if you're listening to this recording, you can call me at 1-876-443-7301 and send your help, or visit the Cumberland Primary and Infant School here in Clarendon and speak to the principal, Mrs. Gopal, who will be very happy to assist you in taking your information. And remember, we are collecting for the Cumberland Primary and Infant School donation of all kind. We need blocks, we need marl, we need steel, and we need cement. So remember, right now, one of our major projects here at Each One Reach One helpline, partnering with Family for Christ mission for the year 2024, is to raise at least $5 million to build a perimeter fence for the Cumberland Primary and Infant School. Labor Day is almost around the corner. We were trying our best to see if we could do a Labor Day project, but because of so much things that are happening, we still want to try our best to assist the Cumberland Primary and Infant School with the play field and cleaning up the environment and the surrounding before their 2024 graduation. So please go by the school, speak to Mrs. Gopal, and tell her or any teacher of the school how you may able to assist with the 2024 project of building a perimeter fence and beautifying the school compound.